Alright, hello everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to a chapter in my life that is going to be incredible because this is going to be the one and only route breakdown that I will do. Now, this route breakdown is going to be a special one because this is basically what I have been training for all year, and we're only the 13th of August, so honestly just 8 months, something like that. However, it is a very, very, very important one because this is going to be a route breakdown from my local area to the Belgian coast. 2024 to me has been a year that I've been struggling a lot, physically as you can see, but also mentally. I suffered from a very dreadful breakup. A breakup that was kind of unexpected, but that also was a wake-up call for certain things, and I found a new passion for cycling. And this year I'm going to be working on something very special. A 200-kilometer bike ride from where I live to the Belgian coast. And on top of that, I also want to be in the best physical shape that I can possibly be in. Alright, a little bit of a backstory. Back in January this year, I made a video on another channel in regards to photography that I had two goals. And one of the two goals was to cycle across Belgium, or like going from my local area to the Belgian coast, which is going to be incredible. It is going to be very difficult, at least for me it is going to be, because this means that it is a 206k bike ride. Alright, so let's jump over to the computer. This is going to be a 206k bike ride. Actually, it's more like 202, 203, according to obviously what has been progressed on Garmin Connect. However, the reality will be that it is probably going to be a little bit longer. So, if I actually zoom in a little bit, I'm not going to leak my local area, but you can see this is where I live, or very close to where I live. And honestly, it is just straight ahead most of the time. It's just straight ahead, straight ahead, straight ahead. It's all next to canals, which is going to be super, super, super nice. Unless there is a headwind. Other than that, we will have some pretty nice roads ahead. Hopefully, they're actually pretty decent. I know this place, all up until Antwerp, it's actually pretty decent. And once we are going to Antwerp, so as you saw, just we are right there near the park Bobbejaanland, which is over there. So we just go straight ahead all the time. That's it. 200 kilometers straight ahead. But here and there we do have some interesting bits and bobs through the ride. First things first, the big city that we are going to cross is Antwerp. So we're going to cross Antwerp, which will be very difficult because it was probably going to be very, very, very packed. And we start right here at Weinigem, and then we go basically from Weinigem. We take the cycle highway into the big city of Antwerp. We actually cross the city, and this will also be the very first big stop that we will have during our 200k bike ride. So we will be stopping in Antwerp. We are going to do a little cafe stop, probably a little bit of a coffee stop as well. I can imagine. So that is going to happen in Antwerp, and then we, as you can see, it literally is just crossing the center of Antwerp, and then we have to cross the river, the Schelde, and then we obviously continue from there all the way to the next big city, And the next big city is one of the most beautiful cities I've never visited before, so I'm looking forward to actually stop and visit the city. But of course, that is the city of Ghent. Once again, from Antwerp to Ghent, it is straight ahead, but this time it's not really next to a canal, but we do have a local route that we need to follow, which is just straight ahead without too many turns, and it's okay. I mean, it doesn't seem too bad, unless the GPS will probably mess up and then we don't know what to do, but yeah. So yeah, that's it. We go straight ahead all the way up until the suburbs of Antwerp, and there we go. This is where we are in Ghent. Now, Ghent is a lovely city. It's a student city. There's a lot of student hostels, a lot of things to do, and there is definitely some things that I would like to see in this city itself. So I definitely would love to visit the cathedral, which is over there, and I'm also probably going to meet up with a friend of mine if he has the time to do so. So that would be obviously very great. And then honestly, it is from Ghent back next to the lovely canals again, as you can see. And we just can keep going and we keep going and we keep going. And that's what we do, and we'll never quit until we reach the next and probably one of the most famous cities in Belgium, and it is Bruges. Now, Bruges is a lovely city that I have visited, multiple times. So I'm not really planning on doing a little bit of sightseeing. I just want to probably stop for a coffee or maybe have something to eat, because I will get into our stops as well in this video. But yeah, we're going to Bruges, and then honestly in Bruges, or like after Bruges, it's just straight ahead again once more next to the canal. 160 or 180, 200 kilometers, I don't know how long that will be in total next to a canal, until we reach our end goal, which is Ostend. If we've done all that, that means that we have cycled for 200 kilometers plus. This whole cycling journey is going to be incredible. I am scared as fuck. I don't know if you can actually notice, but I am scared. I'm scared that I will fail. I'm scared my bike will fail. I'm incredibly scared at the moment for everything that's led up to this point where we are right now, because it is definitely scary to cycle for that long and maybe be not prepared enough, which I will talk about in my last video, well, in my next video that's releasing probably tomorrow. But yeah, that's basically it. That is the route breakdown. If I zoom out again, you see where we are starting. You see we're going to visit Antwerp, we're going to visit Ghent, and we're going to end right here in Ostend. Now, we have 6 stops. The very first one is right here before we enter the city of Antwerp. It's actually going to be somewhere around here. I'm now using Google Maps to make it a little bit easier for you to actually see where we are. So we are right here. This is where we are going to stop, and then as I zoom out, you can see that I am actually just entering the city of Antwerp. So we are going to make a detour right there. So like that, and then we enter Antwerp. We cross Antwerp as you just saw on the actual route breakdown, and then we are going to Beervelde Station. And Beervelde Station is going to be our second stop. So you just saw the zoom in and zoom out of how far we are actually going. So this is Antwerp actually right there. And we are going to stop in Beervelde. So that is quite a bit of distance for the second stop around. We know that, but it is actually done quite nicely so that we have a lot of distance travel already. So we can actually have small stops one after another before we are going to finish off the goal. The very third stop, if if I can say it like that, is going to be in a place called, well, or near where we are going is over there. So this is a little bit closer to where we just were, but as you just, well, heard me say, the stops are getting closer and closer together as we are getting more distance into the ride to make it more doable. So that is going to be our third stop of the day, very close to Alter, before we are going to the fourth stop actually, which is going to be in Steenbrugge. And if we hit Steenbrugge, then we are very, very, very close. You just saw the jump that we were making. We're very close to the one but final big city that we are going to be in. We are actually going to stop right there somewhere. And yeah, it's going to be very nice, I hope. Actually, it is going to be right there where we're going to stop. So it is going to be very nice, hopefully. This is going to be the fourth stop of the day. The fifth stop of the day is going to be right here. Boom. Then we have actually done quite a bit of distance. So this is Bruges. The very fourth stop was right there. So we just enter Bruges and then we go to Terlinde, Estaminet. And once again, a little bit more distance in between the stops to close the goal. And then we have two more stops to go. Or actually one more stop to go, and that is going to be right there. So if you, boom, you saw the jump, and then this is Plassendalen, and then we just need a bit of distance before we enter Ostend. So that is going to be the 6 stops that we will be taking. Now, probably for one of the most important things for such a big ride is nutrition. And as you can see, this ride will be fueled by the one and only brand 4Gold. What do we have in front of me? We have the Red Berries Carbo Electrolyte pack, which is basically going to be my carb/electrolyte source, which is needed because it will be very, very, very hot, and therefore electrolytes will help me to stay hydrated so I don't dehydrate, obviously, and the carbohydrates will keep me fueled. I am aiming for about 60 to 100 grams an hour, maybe even more depending on how I will be feeling, but that is definitely super important. Now, there are 2 other things that I also going to use during this bike ride, and that is, first things first, the isotonic gels. This is the lovely flavor of pina colada. I saw a guy on TikTok recommending these, so I wanted to try them out. So we're doing a pina colada taste test tomorrow, and we're also using these high energy carb bars. And this is basically strawberry taste, but also 4Gold. So that's basically it in terms of nutrition. We're going to use the brand 4Gold, which is Mathieu van der Poel, his brand. Alpes and de Koning writes or uses 4Gold. And on top of that, we also have some 4Gold shakers. So those will be the main sources. Now, honestly, guys, that was it. This was a crazy breakdown. Hopefully tomorrow will be fine. By the time you see this video, I will probably have cycled or didn't finish at all. Who knows? I'm excited. I'm super stressed out as well, but it is going to be amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Let me know what your biggest ride is. For me, it is going to be this 200k ride that I will be doing tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. I have to pick up the bike very, very, very soon, and then we are off to Ostend. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you later, and hopefully you will enjoy the video that we are going to Ostend as well.